Why haven't I seen any videos besides songs on the nerdcore end of things about Kaiju number 8?
I want that booty!
It has great animation, it has a good story, and I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, is it the same situation like Black Clover with you having to suffer through like about 10 episodes of Asta screaming just to get to the better parts? Or Fire Force when we're here for the plot, but there's too much plot, so it gets annoying. Either way, we're here to talk about Kaiju number 8, let's go. Hello everybody, welcome back to channel 44.5. This is your host, Edie B. I'm just bringing you an update that there hasn't been a kaiju attack in 2 days. And moving on to recent news, well-known gospel singer locks everybody in church to raise money while wearing a Rolex. The audacity of this bitch. So, as you see, this world is now for the kind of heart. At one point, you could be drinking tea in Starbucks, just writing a script for your video, then boom, you just became a part of a kaiju's KD ratio because it decided to take a stroll downtown, and that's just Monday morning. Thankfully, this world has section teams to deal with these monstrosities. And yes, this person right here is important. We will be discussing that later, but watch this clip. So, dear viewer, let me ask you a question. You live in a city where at any given moment you can be trampled by an overgrown high school project that likes to destroy buildings. But most of the time, you are saved and the monster is killed. What do you think happens next? Because if you didn't say get a broom and a mop, then you're on cleaning duty, and that's where our hero is employed. Yes, this is Kaiju No, a man in his early 30s that basically gaslit himself into believing that he's living a dream in this one-bedroom apartment that hasn't been cleaned since the Bush administration. Arigato. Okay, listen, I like both English and Japanese versions of the show, but brother, also, I don't know how much Kafka and his team are making or being paid to do this, because even though I'm pretty sure it's not enough, but they had to do this within a week, which includes overtime. Listen to me, if I am going to do this job, and at the end of all this cleanup, and I look at my payslip and I don't see a total surpassing 1 million, I will become something worse than the kaijus themselves. Heed my warning. The next day, Kafka goes to work and there's a new member on the team, Ichikawa. And as he's being introduced to Kafka, he asked why'd he give up, because he realized the way that he's speaking, he sounds like a man that gave up. And Kafka does this speech about how he gave it his best and how there's always somebody better than you.
Is this nigga serious?
He basically had the same answer that I was thinking up in my head, because he said,
No, I won't. I never give up, sir. I'll die before I get it.
If I had to describe these two relationships, though, they're kinda like a Genos and Saitama while they're living in the world of Attack on Titan. You can tell me if I'm wrong. If you can, I don't know. If you can prove me wrong, you get a cookie. So after a full day of being in some kaiju guts, they wrap up for the day, or days because they actually finished the job. Everybody is leaving, then Ichikawa walks up to Kafka to thank him for helping him, and in return he told him that he still has a chance to apply for the defense force because they changed the age limit to 33. And by the way this interaction went, it seems like they can actually be friends. Okay, I know we're in the middle of something very important right now, but can we just appreciate how fast Kafka moved from a stationary position to dive in such a short time? Like, how did he fail the test so many times? Here he is with the save again. Kafka then tells Ichikawa to run and get somewhere safe while he distracts the kaiju. The chase begins. The kaiju is hot on his tail. That makes sense, he's human. Watch this, weave. You missed, Dudley. You barely could have hit this corner. Now we're on a straight road. Mario jumped off this random car. Keep it pushing. Now Kafka sees this passage the kaiju can't fit through, even though I'm pretty sure I saw it burst through concrete earlier, but it works. He jumps through this window and flashback. No, I'm gonna tell you right now, Kafka and the lady from earlier are friends, and they both lost their home and their town, and they made a promise that they would fight and kill kaijus together, side by side. Back to the present. I don't know what made him stop, but he turns and faced the kaijus to fight it, and he promptly got slapped and got his leg crushed. But don't worry, Ichikawa came back to slap the kaiju with a sign, and shortly after they both got saved by a white tiger and Defense Team 3, which is led by Mina, and they end up in the hospital. So they're just healing and resting. deep-throating kaiju that turns you into neon deviant art that was made from edgy teens, you know, the usual. Unk couldn't wait to pick up that phone, could he? He was struggling 2 seconds ago just to walk, but the moment he saw a kaiju lying in bed like the big bad wolf, immediately became Barry Allen. They escape from the hospital and Kafka is trying his best to literally keep his body together. He's morphing, he ate a random bird, and... yeah. Next scene, we see another kaiju like the one before that attacked Kafka and Ichikawa, and it's going after this mother and daughter, and it seems hopeless. And Kafka comes in and punches the hell out of it to save the family, whilst being his normal goofy selves. He helps the mother, who's trapped underneath a shelf, but guess who's back? Back again. Kafka is done with this thing, and he's gonna punch it as hard as he can. 1, 2. I'm a very cold person most of the time, but this little scene of him talking to the girl almost put a crack on my heart. And look at her, she even defended him. 2 cracks. 3 months pass and Kafka finally got his code name, Kaiju number 8. Oh, and they both passed the first exam, but Kafka says he usually fails the second round. Why does he sound so proud about this? I don't know. Oh, and he also got a hang of his kaiju form. I honestly hope my way of talking and jokes keeps you entertained because it's time to get some more characters, so I'm gonna do a bit of a speed run here. So, Hikaru, aka Daddy Issues, Tsundere, rich kid. Haoyuichi, smart kid, rival to literally me, also rich kid, but nicer. Fuhurachi, Kirishima, strong as hell, and rival to Ichikawa, even though it's kind of a one-sided rivalry right now, but later on, Aoi, like I said, literally me. Stupid name, Black, Vice Captain, Hochina. The Levi of the show, Goofy one moment, take your girl the next, aka Ninja B1610 Professional Blender, Captain Mina, childhood friend, half of a Juggernaut kill from Call of Duty. I couldn't think of anything else, please help me. So after everyone that matters passes the fitness portion, they suit up, and then we come to find out that the suits that they're wearing basically bring out their potential, which equates to super strength. Kafka is somehow 0%. The fuck? Everything is going great. Hikaru is killing almost all the kaijus that are in the training ground. Kafka got his leg messed up again. They love doing this, by the way. Things are about to wrap up, then out of nowhere, a human-sized kaiju blasts Hikaru in the chest and revives every kaiju that was killed earlier, and it talks a lot. Now, you gotta remember how I said it revived every kaiju from earlier? Yeah, not only does it do that, it also gives them a power-up. So here's a bit of an example if you're confused. Imagine you are able to destroy a house in a few minutes by yourself. You die, he touches you, and now you come back stronger and able to destroy half of a continent. So in simple terms, they're all screwed. She's about to die, but Kafka is here to save her, showing her his transformation. And yet somehow this man still looks goofy while being badass. I need to learn this skill. But are you ready to see him punch the skin and bones off of this kaiju? So he hits the Luffy pose, plants himself into the ground, cocks back his arm, and just absolutely obliterates this thing. And not even a second later, this man tries to look cool, saying, bet you can't come back from that. It tries, and he begs it not to. Please! No! And it actually, listen, one more for the road, backhand. Okay, so this is a bit of an editor's note. I might be looking too far into this, but it's either the scene is just for comedic effect, or this is just foreshadowing for one of Kafka's abilities as a kaiju. Like, he can also do what that previous kaiju did, what we saw, like revive them. I don't know, maybe I'm looking too far into this. Also, at the end of the episode, we find out that the random kaiju we saw is undercover with Kafka's and Ichikawa's old crew. So that's nice. Also, can I just say the end credit song for this anime is a bop. It got me in my 2000 white girls mode. Like, how can you not sing it? When you need somebody to turn to, nobody got you the way I do. The way I do, nobody got you the way I do, the way I do. Okay, after that, everyone passed, even Kafka. Only reason being that the Levi clone thinks he's funny. I mean, he also has a lot of kaiju knowledge and he knows that, but it's mostly the first part. They become officers, they get to know each other, have baths together, wait what? Even get more training done and improving, mostly. Time to kill some giant mushrooms. Ichikawa and Fuhurachi are running down this road to finish off some leftover kaijus in the area, but luck would have it, they meet the undercover kaiju from earlier. So them brothers are cooked. Boom, no hesitation, he went straight for the heart. The only reason he misses is because his human form gives him the aim of peeing with a boner. So he transforms to get the slaughter on, and they can't even call for help right now because he has this weird domain expansion that cuts off all communication from inside and out. Boom, take a little off the side. Boom, that's a different type of thigh gap. Boom, a miss. Yeah, Ichikawa can kind of see the attacks because he's both fast and he also got pointers from Little Miss Speed Bump from earlier. Time for the offense. Ice round to the forearm. It does nothing. Kaiju shoots at Fuhurachi. Save from my boy. He tells him to run. He dips. 1v1. Ichikawa runs in. Guns blazing. It does nothing but hit my sleep schedule. Kaiju fires back. Weave, reload. Flash step. Aura farm. He then ups the difficulty on him. Then a save from Fuhurachi. He came back. A main character moment. Back to a 2v1. Ichikawa runs in. Lightning round from Fuhurachi. Stuns the kaiju for 2 seconds. It takes aim. Fuhurachi dodges. Can I just say, I didn't expect to like this kaiju's voice. How can you go from curious to confused to downright creepy? Listen to this. Like, bro, I am trying my best to survive and you are annoyed? Lightning round to the leg. Now it's a bit more difficult to move. And Ichikawa unloads the entire clip and it does nothing because the kaiju uses an entire wall of corpses to defend itself. And they're both in trouble. Ichikawa is getting tortured. Fuhurachi is praying to God, the devil, anybody to save his boy. Let me tell you, he is not God. He ain't the devil. But he sure as hell is a dog.
What just happened? Why can I see my torso from behind? Oh, did my head get knocked off?
After getting his head back on, the beatdown begins. And yes, you heard me right. Though it started off with the kaiju getting the first hit off and flexing he had more power, Kafka screams the rest of the air bullets away. Yes, the very thing that was giving everybody trouble away by just screaming.
Hold on.
Check. Give me them teeth. Oh, don't try to hide now. We're just getting started. Another round of Mudas. Lever shot. Now, plant my feet.
I'm in danger.
Correct. Now, its core is exposed. And before Kafka could end him, 2 of his teammates came in and it got away. And then he had to run away too. But there's no breaks for Kafka here because he runs into Vice Captain Hochina. And I'm not gonna lie, I fully believe Kafka should have hit this man at least once. Now hear me out here. This entire fight, Kafka was just running away because yes, that is his superior, that is his friend. If it was me though, my Vice Captain was gonna have to hold one of these. We can skip it here, but I advise that you watch this fight yourself. It's a good fight, but I'll be talking about everything else mostly. Okay, so this is also important. Everybody gets back from the hospital, they have a big dinner, and Kafka becomes a real officer. Plus, Kaiju number 9 ate someone and took over their body. Now he's in hiding. Time for a full-scale war. Absolute hellfire is raining from above. Things are so bad right now. Mina, the strongest person on the team, isn't even here. So Hochina gotta carry the team against these wyvern type kaijus that not even supposed to be working together right now because their natural instinct is to run the ones. Then we see Mr. walk him down facing the boy and wasting no time he goes for the head, no Thanos. Then he comes from behind, but that's an easy dodge.
Hi.
He didn't like that. He screamed to the sky, tries to blitz him again, but again, denied. Coming with the left, right, full rush down, clash. We switch to some officers getting burnt to a crisp. Kafka gets on the line to tell the weakness of the kaiju, which is to hit it from behind. but that does nothing when the species that is known for hunting alone covers each other's backs. So what do? Kikaro comes in utilizing the speed force to key in this thing's chest with a new weapon that was given to her by Mina and Hochina. I'm sure if Peter was in this anime, they would have been upset how she have killed it, even though there's currently 20 acres of fire and destruction, which would have made this action very warranted. She goes to town sinking the axe into one's back, then blowing the back out of another from the front, then with the assistance of Ichikawa decapitates another. So things are looking up now. And then we remember that the vice captain is currently fighting the aura monster, taking him away from his officers to the training ground so he can go all out. The moment they get there, the monster dives at him with a mean, like sending him to the building. But Hochina said, "I'm leaving here with something," and takes the monster's arm off. Now he's in overdrive mode, going 92%. Now the true battle begins. Now we're back here. After Kafka saved whoever that is, Kikaro comes in to help. Then Ichikawa says to Kafka, "Hey, we're here to help you, so you don't need to do anything too dangerous." Yeah, I ain't too sure about that one, big dog. The war is shaping up, and they're winning, but we gotta go back to the main fight. They run, Hochina slices the chest, Kaiju punches the ground, making Hochina jump back, but no breaks here. We move, slice the arm, thigh, run, I got you. No you don't, give me that arm. Matter of fact, give me your body, no homo. He slices his neck, which has his head hanging, but it just makes him more excited, and he regenerates. Now back to scrapping, dodge, weave, arm again, and now the core is exposed, full throttle, freeze, evolve. So at this point, the monster just went full fungi. It started blowing this super steam and becomes this. Now, Hochina's forte is small to medium kaiju. This is not him. This is a whooping, and he cannot run from it because he must defend.
You okay, Kafka?
Kaiju goes in for a punch. Hochina runs up and cuts his sternocleidomastoid, jumps to the building, goes back, cuts the hamstring, off the knee, chest. It does nothing. The Kaiju does not yield. Hochina jumps up to the Kaiju's face and gets parried. Goes for the heels, back up, a heart attack. Now his suit is overheating. And oh no, what's this? The Wyvern Kaiju are now suicide bombing themselves into him to help the big Kaiju? What will he do? I'll tell you what he does. Hochina uses this as a chance to get behind the Kaiju, and he jumps up. He got hit so hard, we started seeing flashbacks of his father telling him to give up on his dream. And out of pure spite and some yelling, he wakes up. He gets back on his feet and walks down this behemoth, and he smiles because he knows it's time to stall. He cuts his face and runs in the other direction, but is followed by a wyvern. It blows up.
Oh, the spaceship now, I'm a space cadet.
Roll, back on his feet, runs up the Kaiju, open that chest again. Ooh, that neck too. And he barely even does damage on his arm here, and he gets caught. Now, Kafka, seeing this, says, it's hero time. But Ichikawa says, hey, you can't do that here. But I gotta disagree with you on this one, because even I would transform. What am I if I cannot help my fellow man? I mean, Mina comes in and saves them, but still, my point stands. Now the Kaiju's attention is on Mina, and her one job is to blast the core, which is located in its back. And like the W-man he is, broken bones and all, Hochina runs in, cuts its ankle and lower body to make it easy for Mina, but he can't get all the way through, you see? But Kikaro comes in, and they both work together to break its legs, mafia style. Mina blasts it, exposing the core again. She almost gets taken out by this random wyvern, but the crew comes in to help. Hochina is still out there putting in that work. He is the MVP of this fight. He is quite literally pushing his body to move, and the English voice actor did a great job showing that.
Don't lose focus! Just 5 more seconds! Damn you, body, keep moving! Just slice and slice! Slice their path! That's the only way I leave a mark on this battlefield!
But in the middle of all this glazing, Hochina almost got eaten, but Mina comes in. But the Kaijus are such sore losers, they became a nuke. A nuke! And they tried to kill everyone in the area and half the country, which forces Kafka to expose himself, and he gets arrested. And he can fly? Kafka has been locked up for days and has been transferred to this arena-like jail cell with 30 plus doors, and I'm sure he hasn't even eaten in those days because they're quite literally racist against kaiju. You think they're gonna feed him? Then Kikaro's father, who is the director of this whole organization, walks in to talk to Kafka. He then orders them to release the restraints. But sir, hey, did I stutter? Let him go, and he could have got out if he wanted to, so let's make it easy. Kafka tries to speak to him, but unprovoked, Gang just shoots him. It does nothing, but can you imagine trying to de-escalate the situation all calm just to get shot because they don't have the brain capacity to process what you said? The director then rips Kafka's side off and pours it into a test tube. Ew. He then walks back to his squad to get these cool looking gauntlets that was made up of a kaiju, by the way, and not any kaiju. Kaiju number 2. This one damn near destroyed the entire country. It's a miracle they survived. The fight starts off with a golden hand about to crush Kafka. He jumps out but is missing an arm. The director not letting up. He shoots this shockwave that launches Kafka, which made him further transform. Kafka weaves, but here comes the director right behind. DBZ's shockwave take place. Kafka keeps on running but gets caught, losing half of his torso and a leg. The moment he heals, he gets uppercutted to the chest, going into the wall. After losing his limbs, again, he finally fully transforms. But there's something off about him. That's not Kafka. He's gone berserk and is trapped in his own mind with the kaiju that we saw from the beginning of the show. Kaiju number 8 rushes in, throwing a wild right, missing, but twisted his body around to still try to get a hit in, but the director blocks. Then number 8 starts a full rushdown, and even though he's blocking all the hits, the director is being dribbled off the ground like a basketball.
Help! Help!
He kicks the leg of the kaiju out to get out of this predicament, then comes back in with a 1-inch punch aiming for his core. But we see that the core is gone. That's because apparently number 8 can not only move his core like the ones before him, he can also use it like an ender pearl and teleport. They clash again into a grapple, dodge, retaliating backshot, gimme a lever. When did you get so big? And this entire time, Kafka's been trying his best to gain control, no luck, and everything is coming to the end. The director getting pounded and crushed. Kafka finally gets control back and punches himself in the chest, hitting his core, knocking out. So after we see this dude that's probably important in the second season, some politics took place. Whether Kafka lives or dies, he wakes up and is told that he will be used as a living weapon, which he is not okay with. And then he falls asleep on the director. Also, kaiju number 8 is shown at the end, being all menacing and stuff, so yeah. Okay, so that's it. I do apologize for the long wait on this video. Just to be very honest with you, it's because of CapCut. If you haven't realized, at the start of the video, there was the CapCut signal, and about halfway or to the end of this, it disappeared. That's because I got a new editor, and CapCut just seriously was having so much trouble. I couldn't even get my video back, and it just took months of waiting, so it just ended up being deleted. But I do thank you for watching the video. I hope you like it or share it around, and so we can just all improve. What am I even saying? Just have a good day.